My dad wanted me to ask this question too. As you know, he's a big fan of your music. And I think the thing that we connect with, my dad and I, with your music is, and your work is how much you pour yourself into it. You know, it is so clearly so personal. And that as a listener, or as like a viewer, or as an audience member, you feel that, you know. But that level of intimacy in your work, that level of sensitivity, it's intense. Right?
Yes.
How do you go about that, and how do you not get eaten alive by that, and then sharing it with the whole world and bearing your soul, right? Like, how do you, does that make sense?
Yes.
Because it is such an intense thing, especially as a sensitive person.
I don't know to be any other way. I think that's the only way. And I also feel like the world being alive is an experience. So I almost feel like I have this opportunity to be this open for people to see it, so they can open up. It's very strange. I don't even have it very clear in my mind.
I love how you just put that, though.
But it's like it's just something that this is gonna sound so stupid, but this is kind of like the Matrix movie.
Yeah.
To me.
In what way?
like I feel like we're all very disconnected from our emotions, and I feel like we come to this world to feel so many things that help us learn who we are and what direction we're going to, and what we're providing for our journey. Not in being alive, but I feel like our journey is larger than just being alive. It's just a larger thing. And so to me, it's almost as if I was assigned to wake people up when I'm singing. And it also heals me. So I know that sometimes when I'm like playing and I'm crying, and I feel like I want to like not do that. Like my mind says, I don't do that again, you know? But to me, there's no other way to be. Like, I just have to be that way. And I've noticed that people really connect with that. And that's what they usually are very grateful for, because they're like, oh my God, like seeing you there, it made me realize all this stuff about my life, or about who I am, or my relationship. And I'm like, that's exactly why I sing. That's exactly why I make music. It's not the money. It's not the fame. It's nothing but that. And it's like, I feel like I'm a healer, but through music, because I feel like I have to be super honest, because there's not a lot of it in the world. And so I feel like I have to do that, but I don't act it out. I don't
No, and people would be able to tell. I would be able to. I feel like you'd pick up on that, you know?
Yeah, you'll pick up on that.
And that's the worst. That's the thing. It goes from the best thing ever to the worst thing ever. Because I think it's got to be one of my favorite things about you as an artist is that humanness. I mean, I think that's like the pinnacle. That's like the ultimate, or one of the ultimate things that we get out of art. Right? It's like it's an expression of what it means to be human.
Yeah.
But when that's faked, you know, if the tears weren't real, it's like the worst, right? Because it feels like a fraud. So it's such an incredibly fine line, and it feels like you have to be connected to something bigger almost to be able to reach that.
I think we are all connected with something. I feel like every time I think about my music, I don't think it's my music. I've always thought it's from God, and I'm not religious, but I've always felt like just God sent me. Like, there's so many songs that I have done good in my career that I've literally asked God, like, please send me a good song for this. Like, I just made a song for a movie, and I prayed before I made it. I said, God, please send me a good song for this, because I have no idea where to start. Like, and then it just happened, and then it got picked up, and now it's like a whole different thing, you know? So I feel like I've always been very connected to that. And when I don't feel connected to God or universe or something, it just doesn't make sense. I'm also the kind of musician that I'm not always playing and always trying to make songs. Like, I listen to my spirit. And if I feel like I have something to say, I just make time for it to be expressed. I also treat my songs as almost like people. Like, okay, this song wants to be this. Okay, this song wants to talk about this, you know. Like I'm very spiritual about it, very emotional about it. But I just feel like it's something that I respect a lot also, because people pay for these things because they want to feel alive and connected, and they want to like see themselves. And so I feel like I have a responsibility to be as honest as I can. And even though sometimes I do feel like I put myself too out there, I feel like at the end of the day, the pay out for that is way greater. Is way, way, way greater. And I think that's like, if I have to sacrifice me like being or feeling cool or looking perfect, I rather not, and give that realness to people, because that also connects us. I feel like also being like alive and human and an adult is so hard to connect with people and be friends and act like when we were young and we were kids. And so I have this like, I love when people can connect. I love when there's like no barriers and it's like, hey, what's up? You know, you're just yourself, because that's like, it's one life, you know, well, as far as we know, it's just one life. And so it's like, let's just make the best of it. You know, it doesn't, you don't have to be so perfect about it. Like nobody fucking cares,
Yeah.
you know?